Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the canyon. Welcome back to the very last installation of Crawlympics 2024-25. It is Group 4 of the finals. We whittled it down to the group of 16. These are the final 4. There is their running order: V-Nix, Baseline in his Sunday clothes, Ratchet, and the still unpainted Eddie. If you're coming here from the video, which occurred not too long before this one, V-Nix is now fitted with a VFD twin. V-Nix and Eddie, seeing the performance difference between those two should be very enlightening, potentially. We've got the V-Nix is pretty much equal parts VRD and Phoenix. So it's running a Rock 1 with the Phoenix cage on the back. Eddie is a Phoenix, straight axle Phoenix, running the full Rock 1 with the cage in the back. Tusks on one, Aztecs on the other. Baseline, always and forever an unknown quantity. The vehicle that basically was used to set up every course over here except the unfinished blue course, which will be finished in 2025. You can take that to the parking lot of the bank. You just maybe can't go inside. Ratchet, we're going to see what Ratchet can do on Panther Cougars. It's cool in the shade and hot in the sun. It is the desert. There is the front 9 over there at Anomaly, just warming up in the sun. Everybody should do fine. We have no tire similarity across the board. I think everybody, though, is on a Fusion SE. It goes 1800, 1200, 1800, 1200. SEs all around. So I have no notions nor conclusions about who is going to win this group, who's going to do the best. The Panther Cougar factor is never to be discounted. Like, it's Panther Cougars. But we've also got a VRD, and we've got a straight axle Phoenix, and we should have it. Like, I feel at this point, all stress is relieved. We've done the whole thing. I will do a little rundown in the sun. Actually, we'll probably hop back into the shade for it. Over like who I think were the takeaway winners. There is no, like, you have, I kind of look at them as individual events. And then we have sort of an unofficial overall winner of the whole thing. And we had some real standouts, and it showed us, oh, I'm getting all wistful now. It showed us where the courses need improvement. It showed us where rigs needed improvement. There have been a number of rigs. This event started 8 months ago. Every Wednesday, save for I think one Wednesday, we didn't have an installment. Christmas was on a Wednesday, if memory serves, and we did not have a Crawlympics installment on Christmas. So every Wednesday for 8 months, we've done the Crawlympics, and part of me is like, it's a bummer that it's over. And the other part of me is like, thank God that's over, because the editing, the logistics, this is finals group 4. So let's say that we've had 32, 33, 34 episodes, something like that. That is all total between filming, editing, rig prep, and everything else. 150, 160. I would say between 160 and 180 hours to make a Crawlympics. There's 168 hours in a week. It's 24 hours a day for a week. It's a lot. It's a real lot. And I've definitely gotten to know some of my courses better. We didn't even use back 9. We didn't use back 9 or blue line. There's 2 full courses that didn't even get into this. So, we have that for later. So, Join me here for the final 4 of the finals. V-Nix, Baseline, Ratchet, and Eddie. As we take our last spin here under the cameras around old front 9 at Anomaly. That is at least until, we go back to the wheels. Haven't seen the wheels in a long while. That is until we go back to the wheels. And maybe the wheels will be like, go back to Anomaly and make these 2 guys fight. And I'll be like, okay. But for today, it's these 4. They're just like, we're just here because it's a beautiful day and the birds are chirping. And now there's a nice soft breeze from the west, southwest. And I hope you enjoy, and I will enjoy. And this is not a course where people usually get broken. So we should just have a fine time. Hopefully that is not foreboding. So I will meet you all right somewhere over there. Here we go. 1 on. 4 to go. This guy has got all the excuses, or the potential for excuses that anybody could potentially want, because just a few hours ago, he didn't have a functional gearbox. So we have canyon changed him for better or for worse. This is much better on the insert, yes. That is the thing. If you have, in your trials and travels, if you have tried, I thought he was through. If you have tried 3D printed inserts and didn't like them, the reason for that is as simple as it gets. 3D inserts have to be like precisely tailored to all of your things. They have to match the tire, the rig, the weight. If you make a bunch of wholesale changes, the insert isn't going to work anymore. He's doing far better than his score is going to show. He may well hit everything from here forward, but he's driving really nice. It's just basically the amount of wheel, like look at that, standing way up, puts it right down. The amount of wheel time I have on him in this configuration is about 6 minutes. So we have built-in excuses for the V-Nix. Look, right through, it was effortless. Like, he's had slip hits on 2 gates. I wouldn't hold anything against him so far. He's not unloading one end to the other. The gearbox is acting super responsive. I don't think we made a mistake oh, that was so good. I don't think we made a mistake swapping out his VFD for a twin. This is still 6% right here because we're doing some side hill stuff. Let's see. It's a Tusk. It's a Tusk. There's no saying I won't hit Whiteside. But that was, of everybody that's run so far, that was the easiest pull through Hans Booby of anything yet. And no unload at all. Maybe, hey, maybe he won't hit anything on the backside. He has 0 time here. I don't know if the V-Nix has ever been here. Okay. Go big. We just need to get a lug to that was the simultaneous knock. We got them both. Oh, it's a shame. His score is certainly not indicative of his potential. And I say this just assuming he's got a pretty high roof line. I assume we're going to hit 8 and 9. He's real good in the point and shoot category. If we can get clear over this, a little unload there. Yeah. He doesn't have any weirdness. Look how high through there. Yeah, that's the thing. Even I, who know some small number of things, seem to keep forgetting that he's just a VRD that looks like a Phoenix. He's doing all the work on the 46. Is that a diggable? Is that a diggable moment? Kind of boxed ourselves in. Oh, okay. This is interesting. We'll see if we can do a 46% cut here. That dumped the nose real high. Now a cut back right here. Did I cut back early enough? Oh, see, okay, he's sitting on 28. As far as I'm concerned, he's spiritually sitting on a 7. He could have cleared 8. He could, the first 2 on the front side, that's just novice stuff. That strike right there, most everybody else is bulldozing through 8. He lightly tapped 8. Can we get all the way over? This is either going to hold or flop. Now, side hilling is not really great at 46%. So let's drop to 6. Look at it, just settle down right through. Now, if we can get right through here. Yeah, see, everyone else who's fallen through here, when they fall, it's a transfer moment. I think he's gonna roll it. Yeah. But okay, I want you to look closer. I want you to look more fine at it. That's a 35. But honestly, it's a spiritual 7. V-Nix showed his potential here. It's just, he's never run it. And it's almost like he's brand new. And we know to never underestimate baseline. What can you do with a Sendero SE on some canyon trails? Don't forget, dual stage hair buns. He has none of the tools. No dig. No LCG stuff. Baseline doesn't even have knuckle weights. He does test tires all day. We definitely got too low down over here. Now, we know baseline can self-right all day. We're trending into the thing called madness, in which we just keep trying the same thing over and over again. Let's try to get as high. I'm way over here. Let's try to get high white side here. Stay hooked. Stay hooked. Stay hooked. There we go. Yeah. It is definitely a game of inches when it comes to getting full fenders, full bumpers, full everything through here. We got to do a lot of repositioning here. But he's got the steer angle. So mind you, we've seen some stuff here, and this is precisely how this course was laid out. Baseline is showing you the process. If you can kill every gate, take the 2 baseline. If you can kill every gate on the first try, it's too easy. Okay, we're gonna come in much lower because we have to do that for him. Hook this side right here. He's got this maneuverability to him, though. If it doesn't slide that rear, yeah, there's the slip. Okay. He's gonna take quite his fair share of tumbles here. 9 on the front side. Well, so far 9 on the front side. He's not a big overdrive guy. This is a small overdrive line. Oh, 11. Using all the edge there. 11 on the front side, and if you'll remember, just a few moments ago, V-Nix took a 14 on the front side, but I don't remember him rolling over like 8 times. It was a lot easier to get V-Nix through here. We're really in a situation of doing more with less here. Okay, are his inserts going to be a little over firm? We're going to get a big transfer here. Take the reverse there. Okay, say if he's off to one side like half an inch, it's a spot where he can't make it. Okay. Oh, I feel like we slid down a little too far. I mean, it's painfully close. It took him a long while to get to that 20. Oh. Didn't need the reverse. Oh. 27. Let's just reset here. This is a lot of work. Straight axles. All the advantages that the V-Nix has, Baseline has none of those. I don't know how he's honestly holding on right there. That's just sheer force of will. Okay, that's another one. Is that a 10 or a 17? Because that was 100% the same motion of the fall. So it's either a 37 or a 44. It's not great. But I kind of operate from a perspective of 1 in 8 is what I'm looking at. When Baseline and I come out to lay out a course, I'm looking for 1 in 8. I will set up the mock of where the gate is going to go, and we will attack it thusly. And he needs to be able to pass it basically 1 out of 8 times. And see, that was his 1 out of 8. He might be the only guy today to clean 8. It's a lot harder to get up here for him. There we go. We might be in too deep. What we're getting a little canyon slide there. He can kind of stay out on the sidewall for a long, long time. He does not have a good entry line here. We're gonna have to try to pull all the way over. That's bull crap. If we're using those little flat marker gates, does he make this? 100% he does. But that's the way it is. So jeez. I'm gonna call it a 41. I'm gonna call it a 41. We're gonna ignore that rollout. We're gonna ignore this rollout too, because the course was already over. Coming out with Ratchet, who is, I think, due to the, okay, hold on. Was not looking at the course at all. We're not starting off this last run with him hitting gate 1.
So just pretend that never happened. Rolling out onto the course, Ratchet, gate 1 completely crusted with dirt from previous rains because I don't think it's ever been hit. And it's not, and it still hasn't, because the thing that just happened never actually happened. Now we're gonna use a lot of Panther Cougar here. That, I hope it looked intentional, because it was totally intentional. We wanted to roll into the precise position. Oh, there was no catching that one. Is anybody today, we've only got one more guy, is anybody today gonna go 0 on the front side? Big long skid. Woo! That's deeply unfortunate, but we're at a point where I don't care. I don't care. I built the gearbox for this because I wanted to do that, and his skid is therefore very long and very flat. He is not a breakover guy. What he is a lot of grip guy. That's why he got the Cougars. Okay, there we go. All right, that's 31. Ratchet well on the way to the highest score of the competition here. And that's absolutely fine. Again, a micro touch, knocking that one off. You know who's suffering now? Everyone. The magnets are basically not magnets anymore. You can see a couple extremely vibrant golf balls out here because we had gotten to where 3 golf balls had, by the power of the sun, by the power of Ra, had their magnetism cooked out of them. So I drilled some up this morning and put fresh magnets in them. The others, I thought we were there. That's gonna hit. He's gonna slide right into it. There we go. I mean, I'm not counting any of the reverses or anything. At this point, it doesn't even matter. He's like in the high 40s, low 50s at this point. I have genuinely at this point not been keeping track. There we go, knock that one off. I think he's gonna hit everything. I think he'll have cleared 3 gates. So we're just gonna say, well, unless he miraculously clears 9 here, we're just gonna say he's got a 52. Unless he doesn't hit 9. Because that is 7. Yeah, he's there. There's no possible way I get through there. Let's just not spend the time trying. All right, we got about 7 minutes on the timer to get Eddie through the course. Otherwise, the recording on the cameras run out. So Eddie gets to go out on under a time limit. And if he can make it through the front with a score lower than 10, he may well end up the lowest scoring run of the day. How is that? I was gonna say, how is that not falling away? Okay, 1 is dead, so you can bust through if you have to. We gotta get you up, man. All right, let's go big. Big on a side hill is not usually a thing. We get into a position. We'll take the baseline line to try to get through here. Hooray. A little higher. There you go. There you go. Now, as long as you don't do big transfer, Yeah, the big OD helping right here. That's pretty high over, and boost it. All right. We're clean so far. Are you going to get the drag down? We're going. Oh, that was a drop. It's just G8'd. It's G8'd, man. There was a moment there where I thought for a fraction of a second, I was like, he's gonna pull that back. And then I remembered, it's G8. It's not going to come back. Back to 6.5 here. Because this section does not like big OD. Oh, no. Nope. Big dig. Whoa, that was a struggle. We got it though. Oh, I don't know why we're still trying to go over it. We already did it. So 14. I feel like 14 is right. Two strikes. He hasn't really done anything else bad. Yeah, we don't have the pull. G8 Aztecs are not gonna pull this. My advice to you, if you can avoid it, never drive a Panther Cougar and then a G8 Aztec immediately afterward. It is soul crushing. Like, this is one of the most disappointing tires ever, because of the new Proline releases, of releases that aren't scale, it's so close, but it is not. It is neither the jelly nor the jam. Oh, what a cut. Jeez, just ejected. Eddie has been on a search for his tire forever. And the search absolutely continues. No. Whoa, hey. Oh. Was that catch of the day? He might still hit it on the way through, but oh my God, the Aztecs are awful. They are catastrophically awful. Nothing he has done has been predictable in any way. But I think that was 28. So when we hit 9 here, that'll be a 35, which will, geez, did that tie the best on the day? Was it 35? Did we tie 35? Double 35s? That's what Jake ran. That was the best Jake could muster on his day. Ugh, gross. Jeez. I want to take these tires off and put them directly on the skewers. So if it felt a little bit like there in the closing moments, we were just going through a formality because we've done this. I have done so much, like I genuinely, do you know that feeling if you're addicted to caffeine, you haven't had caffeine in a long time, and you ingest a beverage which has caffeine in it, you can feel almost like an electricity, like I can feel it run down my arms and go into my hands. I feel that, but in terms of weight lifted, like it's over. It's over. I don't have to do it anymore. And I don't want things to get to where they feel like a burden.
The conclusions here, this 4 that they picked, the Wheel of Names, we only have to blame the Wheel of Names and me. The conclusions were foregone. I knew Eddie did not have a chance because he did reasonably well over at Green Line on Aztecs, and he did I think he's changed tires 3 times during the course of Crawlympics. Ratchet is not built for these kind of shenanigans. I could take Ratchet over and run him through Green Line or through Deadline and just murder. He's not built for this, and I'm gesturing heavily towards Anomaly to my right. He's not built for it. Baseline did exactly how Baseline should have done at Front 9 at Anomaly, a 52. He hit 2/3 of the gates, or he hit 7 gates and even more than 2/3. He hit 7 gates and he rolled over. That seems about right. The shining one here on the day for me, really well and truly, was the V-Nix. Because the V-Nix, you give me a couple more runs. If V-Nix had run last and not first, what could have been? I genuinely believe he could have put up a 7. I think there was one gate that we were just going to hit. We were going to hit 6. I think he could have cleared all the rest of them because every gate he touched was just a little tippy tap. Just a little tippy tap. He didn't bulldoze his way through any gate. It was like, we're almost there. We can almost pass this. So, Baseline, no changes necessary. He is Baseline. Ratchet, no changes necessary. He is Ratchet. He is still 50% scratch built. I built the gearbox, I built the chassis, I built all the little gubbins underneath. He was a thought experiment made real, and I love him for that. And Panther Cougars have a perfect home on him. V-Nix has some little bits of tuning, but primarily just drive him more. More wheel time will get better. Eddie needs painted, needs new tires, needs etc., etc., etc. Eddie has been a constant pain. I cannot make myself like straight axle 10 Pros and straight axle Venix. Venix are portaled. But I keep pushing until it works. And eventually, one day, it may take who knows how long, but we will get it to work. In the grand totals of the event, I would say the top 3. Jake the Snake, and this is in Crawlympics. Jake the Snake, Lolo, and unfortunately, due to a particularly poor showing, he had the highest score, or the worst score or the second worst score, depending on how we want to score some of the runs today. Zombie. Because Zombie won at Mavericks. He came out with a time that everybody was like, what? He wasn't first place, but he won. First place was Wolverine. Second place, Jake the Snake. Jake the Snake held first place for the longest time. And then Zombie came out and missed Jake the Snake by like a second on class 1s. On they call them 435, but actually 419 ripsaws. It makes no sense. And then he broke at deadline, was repaired, cleared it, transferred, ran Green Line, did well. Zombie goes up there because he's the guy that has no business being here. Like, he was cobbled together out of half-broken parts, leftover parts, stuff that doesn't work. And then he just surprises. Jake the Snake is, for me, the walk-away winner of this. Much as I think V-Nix, regardless of what the scores were, with the ties at 35, regardless of what the scores came out to be, V-Nix was the winner on the day because he certainly showed the most potential. 35, I think, is kind of right in the middle. Jake got it, Eddie got it. We've got a number of rigs landing on 35. The walkaway winner of this was the mullet. This is a course built for the mullet. The mullet did not particularly shine anywhere else. You saw that there were strengths and weakness. No one rig was the outright best at everything. I still believe Jake won. Like, Deadline had no scoring, but Jake won Deadline. He did it with panache. And he did win Green Line. And he almost won Mavericks. So for me, Jake the Snake, being what he is, a chassis that I semi-cobbled together, a geometry that no one else has. And then, chassis-mounted steering, a Hobby Wing 1080 running a 540 brushed motor. He's not a guy, his proportion of sprung to unsprung is not great. But he's just surgical in his precision. V-Nix today gave me a little bit of Jake feel. Really did. Like, it felt very VRD. And even as I look at it now, standing so tall, that thing's closer to complete than I think the score would suggest. But you know what's not closer to complete? Crawlympics 24-25. We're here. We're here at the end. Honorary mentions to Lolo, to Ghost Rover, to all of the rigs that either surprised or did really just consistently well across the board. We had a lot of good runs out here. We had a lot of surprises. Now is the bittersweet part where you're like, oh, now it's over. Now how are we going to fill Wednesdays? We'll figure that out next Wednesday with whatever shenanigans happen on that day. And I hope you tune in for that. You loyal few, you followers of Wheelin' Wednesday, of the Canyon, of Crawlympics. I did indeed enjoy having you all here, even though I will go on record and say that the final two runs, which I don't even know what the numbers are. I think we ran 44 runs at Mavericks. It was even more at Deadline. It was like 44 or 46 runs there. We ran 28 runs at Green Line and 16 out of all those runs. By the last two, the conclusion was foregone. Neither of these guys were going to be overall winners. They kind of squeaked their way through. They're better at some stuff than others. So we did not save the best for last. The best happened when it happened because it's one and done. There are no second chances except for when we give them second chances. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for joining me here for every Wheelin' Wednesday and all of the installments of Crawlympics. I look forward to seeing you again real soon. I'm going to get out of the sun now because I'm starting to sweat. It's pretty hot. Yeah, it's about 82 degrees. We didn't have winter this year. This event started in the summer and ended almost in the spring. We almost went all the way around. 8 months of Crawlympics, and it is finished. Thank you so much. We'll go back to either the wheels and asking for suggestions for Wednesday content. Membership perk. If you say, hey, do this, we'll be like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So I will see you again in those. I will see you in all of those old familiar places. And I hope that in between now and when we meet again, you want to all do your very best to have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here from the Canyon real soon. Thanks for following along. Crawlympics 24-25 has come to a close.